Today's podcast is about a commonly ignored narcissistic behavior. The Bible has plenty to say about minding your own business and gossiping. In the Amplified Bible, 1 Peter 4:15 says, "Make sure that none of you suffers as a murderer or a thief or any sort of criminal in response to persecution, or as a troublesome meddler interfering in the affairs of others." And 1 Thessalonians 4:11 says, "And make it your ambition to live quietly and peacefully, and to mind your own affairs and work with your hands, just as we directed you." Also, Leviticus 19:16 says, "You shall not go around as a gossip among your people, and you are not to act against the life of your neighbor with slander or false testimony. I am the Lord." Proverbs 20:19 says, "He who goes about as a gossip reveals secrets. Therefore do not associate with a gossip who talks freely or flatters." Yet, in spite of these scriptures being very clear, many people have no problem keeping track of others and talking badly about what they learn while snooping into others' business. In fact, some even act like anyone who is bothered if someone does this to them has a problem. Some time back, I decided to separate myself from every single abusive, awful person in my life and those who associated with them. I blocked all means of access such as phone numbers, email, and social media. I made one mistake. I forgot to block the husband of one of these people. As a result, I learned that his social media profile had been used to snoop on mine. Now, I doubt he would do this, so it's a safe assumption his wife does the snooping using his profile. This may not sound like a big deal to most people, but to me it really is. This person lost all rights to any access whatsoever to my life by how she has chosen to treat me. Plus, I have no doubt she discusses her findings with someone close to her who is just as hateful as she is. I feel so violated by this. This type of behavior is so common and is rarely thought of badly. It seems to be socially acceptable to keep tabs on people on social media in particular. And honestly, who hasn't looked up someone, maybe an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend that you've thought about frequently since you broke up 5 years ago? Then you told your best friend what you found out. I think that is pretty normal, and that type of one-time thing is not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to those people who routinely check out someone's social media, or if they see them at the local grocery store, follow them around and notice what they bought, and tell other people what they learned. That's the type of behavior I'm addressing and find so disturbing. This sort of behavior says someone is very envious. They see someone as better than them somehow. Maybe they think the person is more attractive, talented, or successful than they are. Rather than act like a mature adult and focus on improving themselves, instead they look for reasons to be angry with that other person and to make other people think badly of them. Acting this way isn't simply unbecoming and ungodly behavior. It's also very typical behavior of narcissists. One of the most common tactics of narcissists, whether the narcissist is an overt or covert, is to tear other people down in order to make themselves look and feel better. It can be devastating to the victim of this abusive behavior, which no doubt is why God is so clearly against it as to include scriptures on the topic in the Bible. Even if it is done by someone not close to you, while it may not be as devastating as it is when it's done by someone close, it really can still be hurtful. My hope is that those of you who are listening to this today don't engage in this behavior, but if you do, please consider what I've said and make changes. Whether you mean to cause harm or not, chances are you're causing someone harm for no valid reason. Thank you for listening to my podcast.